Insights, your Oracle office hours and community gathering. I'm happy to be here with you today. Go ahead and let us know where you're beaming in from. I'm in Northern California, and make sure you're muted. Yeah, so the recording is nice and clear. I'm over across the Golden Gate Bridge, a little bit further north in Marin County. Where are you? And let's presence each other. Okay, giving it permission to live stream. Fantastic. So just feeling everyone, if you're willing to turn on your cameras, it makes it so wonderful for me to see your eyes, see your faces. You don't have to be looking perfect with your hair done or anything, just to be here. Welcome. Good to see you. Is it Raquel or Rachel? It's a beautiful way of spelling Rachel. Jen, Tiana. Wonderful. So here we have people beaming in from South Beach, New York, Long Island. April, welcome. Lee's in Grass Valley. I'm leaving tomorrow for Grass Valley. I'll be up there. That's awesome. I'm going to swim in the river, in the Yuba River. Love it up there. As we presence each other, Stacy from Seattle, welcome. And Stacy, I'm glad you said it's your first time, because for those who've not yet been to one of these Mystical Insights Oracle Office Hours gatherings, you can raise your hand to receive a reading first when I invite people to raise their hands. And to do that, just a little tech here, if you scroll your mouse down to the bottom bar of Zoom, there's a reactions bar. You hit the arrow and then you'll see the ability to raise your hand. So we'll get to the individual readings in a little bit, just kind of presencing all our friends from all over. I just saw Agnes coming in. She's from Malta. We have guests that are all over in Europe. I think it's a little bit of a weird time for Australia, the time zone, but I have friends that catch the replay and thank me for this. In Australia, they feel connected to you too, to this loving community. So as I was preparing to begin, I was with my friend and my virtual assistant, Kim, and I asked her, I'm like, is there any kind of focus, like a subject you'd like me to feel into, and especially regarding our collective reading today? So sometimes it's good to have a theme. And Kim was saying that many of the people she's worked with this week have come with big emotions, with a lot of heartache and sorrow and tears and challenges. And, you know, these times we're in are just full of stressors. There's often multiple things in one day that can really test our center, test us around, you know, how grounded, how responsive are we to everything that's showing up. So as we dive in, I'm going to offer a little practice that I appreciate, that I've shared with many people. When you're going through a lot of what we sometimes think of as an initiation or a soul challenge in your life, the key is to come back to present moment awareness, to the heart and to breath. So let's do that together right now. Let's bring our hands onto our hearts, and just doing this alone, giving a light little pressure, releases oxytocin. If we start to deepen our breath together, we're such shallow breathers in the modern world, and we're often head forward in the future in anxiety. So let's bring our heads back a little bit and feel how this, it kind of helps you lean into your own center, into your, even presencing, I have a back body. I'm supported. And then as you hold your heart, you can put your other hand right on your dantian, your lower belly, this power center, and kind of breathe into that. Let's take a few deep breaths here. And the sound of your own breath, even a simple sigh, resonates through your body. Let's do two more. This is actually calming. One more deep sigh. Ah, calming your nervous system. Did you know sound, whether it's a simple sigh or an om, it quiets the mind, calms the emotions, and relaxes the body. You have a lot of tools at your disposal right there. So let's close our eyes for a moment and just bringing yourself back into the space behind your heart, the heart chakra. You can bow your chin a little bit, still leaning into the back body, and dive in with all your awareness to the place that's deep inside the heart, breathing even into the back of the heart. This place often gets tight, kind of armored in the world of stress. We're often protecting that very tender, sensitive part. And in this safe and sacred space that we're gathering in, let's just allow that to relax, to let in some more of the breath. And it's as if the wings of the heart open. And as the lungs take more prana in, more inspiration, literally inspiration and joy are the nature of healthy lung chi, the wings of the heart. And just feeling your personal prayer, your personal desire. Perhaps there's something in your life you've been dealing with as a challenge, a stressor. Perhaps emotions have been wild. And in this moment, you're welcome to feel everything and to be held in a compassionate container. All of you is welcome. Instead of suppressing, denying, or avoiding what's real, just embracing this moment, embracing your precious heart. Here, when we gather in this place, this is the place I like to call the one heart, where there's truly only one of us as presence experiencing itself in the dazzling diversity. When we come into this heart, we are in unity. One more deep breath. And then just gently letting that hand drop and opening your eyes. Bow to you. Thank you for showing up for yourself and taking this time. So before you came, I pulled a card for our collective reading so that we can focus on the individual readings more. I wanted to do that before you got here. And a very special card came. It's a frequency card of an archetype, a divine feminine archetype. So just for new people, I'll let you know there are 3 kinds of cards I'm going to be working with. There's the frequency card, which is a sacred geometry. There's a sacred tool, which is always actually within us, even though it's represented by a physical tool. There's a way of embodying that tool. And then there's the divine feminine archetype herself. So these are the 13 moon oracle cards that my mentor and fairy goddess mother, Ariel Spilsbury, created. And I've been a divine feminine mystery school teacher and an ordained priestess in this lineage. Now I've been in it for 15 years, so I'm very familiar with these archetypes. So the card that we got as a collective reading is a frequency card. And it's the frequency of black and white. You can see this crow sitting on top of this sacred geometry. And the card says heart knowing. And you might ask, well, why the black and white? What does this archetype called the wise woman have for us as a collective reading? For this is her frequency, the frequency of Sophia, the goddess of wisdom. So the wise woman is asking us to move out of black and white thinking, polarity, duality consciousness, into unity consciousness, into the heart knowing that guides us from that unity consciousness. So she's going to ask us where we're still caught in the checkerboard of duality, in the right, wrong, good, bad, victim, perpetrator dance in our lives. And we'll know where we're caught, where we're reacting. Whether that's a collapse of tears and deep sorrow and emotion, that's actually healthy. As long as we don't stay collapsed and gets frozen on one hand, or the other side of that polarity or the pendulum is the kind of reaction that's fight, right? That's like, I'll show you and I'm right and you're wrong. So when we're in reaction, whether it's frozen in a collapse or in some kind of extreme righteous indignation, we're not in our heart knowing. We're not centered in the peace that comes from that deeper truth that there's really no victim, there's no perpetrator, that there is always an opportunity for soul growth, and that we can shift instantly when we come back to heart knowing into what is the opportunity in the challenge. In Chinese characters, the same character for challenge is opportunity. It's the same. So she's asking us, it's easy to sit and look at the TV or the little screens and look at the war and division that's playing out on the bigger outpicturing of our human dramas. It's more challenging to own our own wars and polarity pairs, the places that we create drama and separation. So she's asking us to take more responsibility for our own polarizing. We want so much for someone out there, some authority figure, to do something about the state of the world, when really this next age and phase of evolution for humanity, it is about the collective awakening and each of us shifting our frequency and becoming more heart-centered, more present, and bringing that frequency to others, being the balm this world needs. So this is for all of us to remember. Heart knowing is quiet, it's subtle, it's like a whisper. It's where the mystical comes in. It's a portal for mystical awareness. It's actually very simple. And that is wisdom, the simplicity that unifies. Hail and welcome, wise woman, Sophia. Blessed be. I realize I'm ringing my bowl, but I think I have to turn on my sound for you to hear. Yeah. So, did it come through? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Yay. All right, my loves, who would like a reading today? And especially if you're new. I see there are a couple people. April's raised her hand. Tiana and Stacy, beautiful. All right, April, love to meet you. Come and join me. Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm great, thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Wonderful. You might have already popped where you're coming from into the chat, but can you remind us?
I'm from Sound Beach, New York, which
Oh,
is on
that's right.
Eastern Long Island. I'm
I
about 2 hours away from the city, and I don't go there much.
Yeah, it's like a different world there, right?
Exactly. I live 2 blocks off the Sound, and I
Oh,
can hear the
beautiful.
water from here. It's wonderful.
Oh, lovely. Beautiful place, especially this time of year. It got to be
Absolutely.
gorgeous. All right, so since this is your first time, I'm gonna explain how I pick the card. I'm gonna fan the cards, and I'm actually gonna pop you off so that I get bigger, so you can really see the one that you want me to choose for you. But
Okay,
keep yourself unmuted, and then I'll bring you back in. All right, so
great. Thank you.
here we go. And then you're gonna say now or there or stop, okay?
Okay,
Ready? Here we go.
that one. Sticking up
Oh
too.
yeah. It had your name on it the whole time. Oh,
Yes, it
fun.
does.
Look at this. You got the
Um,
archetype of the muse, April. She's the place in us that is still in total connection with our divine child innocence. She is our creativity and our wonder. The muse is asking us to stay in that part of our innocent heart where anything is possible again. As we get so busy adulting in this world, we often rigidify and lose our creative genius, which is spontaneous, which is willing to play and to bring back novelty and levity, and that opens us to joy. Her expression is I play, I inspire. And since you picked her, a big archetype right out of the bat in the pantheon of goddesses, the goddess most connected to this archetype is the Indian goddess Sarasvati, the goddess of music. And then we have, of course, the 9 Greco-Roman muses that they cover all sorts of the arts, all, poetry and dance and writing and very, very creative beings. So the fact that she came for you, April, is inviting you back into what gives you joy, what lights you up, where you're playing with colors again. I can see the joy in your face. Bring you back in with me. So sweet. Yes. So, they did an experiment. I think it might have been the CIA. It might have been, I have to get my details straight. It might be NASA. They did an experiment about what makes people geniuses. And when they tested children around the age of 5, there was such a high percentage of the children,
I've
like,
read about this
yes,
study.
yes.
Yes.
So, this is your invitation to become childlike again in your life, whether that's on the beach, finding the shells, or painting, or drawing, or does something bring you joy in particular that is coming up for you?
Um, Lots of things, but I just the funny part about this is I'm actually a joy coach. I'm a life coach, and that's what I do is teach people to find the joy in their everyday life. So
What a
it's all about the
confirmation.
little things and doing the things that light you up. So I find it really very appropriate that she decided to come
For
forward for
you.
me.
Yes. And I know being a guide, sometimes we're so busy serving and supporting others that we might forget. It's like the shoemaker's children. So
Yes,
she's here for you to take your own brilliant medicine. And as you hear yourself guiding and coaching your clients to really feel, oh, that's for me. That's my homework too. I'm gonna
thank
bring that
you.
back in. Yeah, big confirmation. Joy coach. Oh, that's wonderful. I love
Thank
love
you.
hearing that. And I'm sure this was medicine for many here. So thank you for starting us off with such a
Thank
beautiful
you very much.
frequency. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice
Bye.
to meet you as well.
Stay tuned. There's probably still some great medicine. I call it medicine. It's like this shared frequency medicine where I'm sure some of you watching on here with me live or on YouTube or Facebook can feel she's come for you. This is your medicine. So, bringing the bowl to the magical muse that wants to play through us. I love that I chose her first because I was back in music studio yesterday musing on a new song. I haven't recorded at this level for about 8 years, so I'm very excited. And went in there with a dear friend and lovely vocalist who, after I did the lead vocal, she did the harmonies. And wow, the joy levels were off the chart. I had a big smile on my face for hours. It was just so good. It's like soul medicine. So if you're resonating, you can always pop it in the chat. And okay, Alyssa's saying I can't figure out how to raise my hand. It looks like she might have gotten some directions. Yay. Okay, Rachel would also love reading. Okay, Rachel, if you can't figure out how to raise your hand, I can still call on you. Let's go to Tiana. Can you unmute yourself, love, and let me find you? Let's see. There she is. Yay. Hi. How's it going? Oh, can you unmute? I know it's harder on a phone to find the button to unmute. I love your background. Let's see if I ask you to unmute, does it bring something up?
Okay, there it is.
Yay! How are you
Hello,
today?
Eden. Good.
Wonderful. And remind us where you are physically in the world.
I am in Dallas, Texas.
All right. Bringing the goddess to Dallas. Yes. So, Tiana, you're popping in and out of this beautiful flower bouquet. It's really
Sorry, y'all.
lovely. All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna make myself bigger so you can see better, but stay unmuted, okay?
All
Ready?
right.
Okay. All right, let me hear you. Say hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. All
Okay.
right. So this is a time for you to receive. You can just take a deep breath and allow whatever comes in. It won't be like a clear yes no answer about something in your life. It's going to be a much kind of deeper kind of transmission from these divine feminine archetypes. All right, you ready to choose?
Yes.
Here we go.
Stop.
All right. So you got another frequency card. Look at the beauty of that. These are like these whirling dervish, whoops, like the Sufi mystical dancers that spin into a meditation and trance. And you can see all these wheels, the eight-spoked wheel. This is kind of like a Buddhist symbol, a prayer wheel, and then these other wheels. This is a card, a frequency card of an archetype called the Weaver Dreamer. The Weaver Dreamer is the goddess frequency. She's connected to the Hopi spider woman that weaves the universe and all our connections and synchronicities. So you can see the word synchronicity. And I've come to realize, and maybe you have too, as we're going through this heart awakening, this moment on earth together, that the synchronicities will really kick in when I'm in alignment, when I'm actually living in accordance to my joy and my heart knowing. Then I'll start getting the breadcrumb trail from the soul and all these amazing signs and symbols and synchronicities. So she's coming for you, Tiana, because she's also going to invite you. I'm going to bring you back in as I share more. She's going to invite you to step more fully into your magic as a weaver and a conscious dreamer. And a conscious dreamer is one who knows that she's at cause, not at the effect. That means that she's raising her frequency through that inner alchemy of feeling and integrating and becoming present again so that she can help whatever conditions are around her to come into her frequency rather than be caught by someone else's movie direction, where you actually can powerfully shift consciousness at will. And that's magic. That's practical magic. The Weaver Dreamer is inviting you to trust your ability to bring yourself back, to weave the storyline where you're your own heroine. You are the actor, the director, the writer, the producer, and even the casting director of your own mythic story. So look for the synchronicities to remind you when you're back in living in that truth, in that empowered presence. Follow them, follow the signs, follow the synchronicities. Did you feel,
Yes.
yeah, did you feel something resonating in there in particular for
Oh
you?
my, oh my goodness, yes. Especially about bringing myself back instead of, because I have a tendency to mold into my environment, and so that was really, I needed that message in particular especially about becoming your own heroine in the story.
Yes.
Um, and so is it also saying that to help others, that I can help others through elevating my own consciousness?
Exactly. Instead of going into a storyline, because she's going to work a lot with your heroine's journey and your own mythic story. People, and this is for everyone, people will try to enroll us or snare us into their projections. We live in a realm of projections and reflections. People, they can't help it. It's just human nature to, like, our parents, our friends, the culture wants us to do what we should do or act how they expect us to act. And as the hero or heroine of our own journey, we're willing to actually take risks and to step into our sovereignty. And by moving in accordance with our truth and our joy, we raise our frequency and we become the hero or the heroine. And others might be wobbled, they might be reactive, they might be triggered. It's not our job to have everyone validate us and approve of us. Our job on a soul level is to be true to our own heart knowing. So for all the weavers and dreamers who are awakening, this is big medicine for all of us. Thank you for choosing this one. Awesome, Tiana. Bye for now. Let's ring the. So fun. So many hands. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to go in the order. Stacy, I think you were next. Are you ready? Let's bring you in. Hello. I hope you can unmute. Let's see. Hello.
Hello, Adrian.
Hi, good to see you. I'm digging the red and black. You already you already remind me of one of the archetypes. It would be a total synchronicity if you end up choosing this one. Let's see. And where are you from? Where are you beaming in from, Stacy?
Seattle.
Cool. All right. So this is your moment to just feel and receive. I'm gonna, you know the drill now. You've seen how it goes. So stay unmuted. And here we go. We're gonna bring you back in at the end of your reading. Okay, ready? You tell me when.
There.
All right. You didn't get the one I thought that would match your sweater, but you got another kick-ass archetype and you got a sacred tool. So this is the archetype of the initiator's tool, the sword. And the sword is not in this sense, it's not a weapon of war, it's a tool of alignment. And the expression that goes with this archetype and this sacred tool is I challenge, I align, I clarify. And if you take the word sword and you take the S from the front and bring it to the end, what do you get?
Words.
Our words are so powerful, and our words can liberate or they can maim, they can harm. And it's really a high level initiation to become an initiator that speaks truth with love. You know, often we want to tell people our truth, but we're still so charged or we're so full of judgment that those words come with an energy that harms, that they feel the sword pointing horizontally. When we clear our channel and we come back to compassion, where we see ourselves in the other person, then we can speak truth with a love that resonates, and that being is served on a soul level beyond anything we could have imagined. This is a very, very high frequency archetype and a high level initiation to be able to clear your channel, to become the sword that isn't a sword, that's like a pellucid mirror for that being, to see themselves in your presence and the words that you choose that actually catalyze growth for them. So for you, especially relationally, if there is a conversation or a particular relationship where you've been struggling with clarifying and aligning, and there's a part of you that is so ready to challenge the patterns and the illusions that have been going on, this is a sign and a symbol and a indication that your work is to be the sword, to be the sword of truth as love in that dynamic. So let's bring you back in and feel if any of this is resonating in this moment in your journey. Is it pinging something that you're aware of?
Oh my heck. So much.
Yeah. Yeah, the invitation is to truly see yourself in the other person, and it's so hard when there's any rub, when there's charge, when there's a pattern that's deep-seated, to actually clear the mirror. And we get into such deep-seated just recycling patterns with our nearest and dearest. So here is a sword of liberation for you to sit with and to actually do the work first before approaching the person, just to be like, where am I not clear? I clarify, I challenge my own, where I'm torquing, where I'm wanting to still blame or shame or I clarify and I align. I challenge the illusions. May it
Thank you
serve
so
you.
much.
You're so welcome. Nice to meet you. Blessings. Let's ring the bowl for the initiator. Right on. I hope that served some other beings here who are in challenging dynamics. I know for myself, whenever sometimes it's almost like an addictive, like, ha, I'll tell them, because I feel so right. I feel like I want to come at my nearest and dearest with that energy, and it never, ever results in the kind of connection and the kind of communication I really want in my heart. All right. So, Shari, hi. Can you unmute?
Oh, thank you so much.
Good to see you. I love your butterfly painting. Did you do that? No? It's so fun.
These things are so amazing. I mean, my goodness, thank you so much, so much coming up and clarifying and wow.
Beautiful. That's the power of working with archetypes. They're universal and they're so vast that as we feel into them, we'll resonate. Like sometimes I'll even get shivers. I'll be like, oh, that's mine. That's medicine for me. And I have a friend who can't be here because she works at this time, but she catches the replay and she uses each card for a different area of her life. And she says it's uncanny, the guidance that she receives. Like one card will be work, the other will be relationships, other health and personal care. Like she'll just take the medicine in. So even though you've heard some things that have already resonated, let's see what comes for you today specifically. All right. Okay, stay unmuted and I'll bring you back in real soon. All right, ready? Here we go. You tell me when.
Now,
All right, we're getting a lot of frequency cards today. This is the frequency of orange. It's this beautiful fire flower, and you can see the word passion. And you can feel how the different frequency cards are really different. And I invite you to feel this as your own second chakra as your womb space, this downward triangle. It's like this portal. And this is the archetype of the primal goddess. And the primal goddess, Shakti in India, Shakti is the creatrix of the universe. She is going to move energy that's stagnant into vitality, into creativity, into passion. So she's inviting you, Sherry, to actually feel your aliveness in your body. A lot of spirituality is old school spirituality. Like I can think back to like Gnosticism, and even, many of the Eastern traditions will say, suppress the lower vitals and open to the mystical and the divine above. This is not the path of the divine feminine. The path of the divine feminine says, get all the way in the body as your higher self, as your archetypal mythic self, and take up more soul residence and activate this incredible gift of the body as the living temple. So the primal goddess is inviting you deeper into your embodied wisdom, into your embodied awareness, into that place where your womb wisdom gets catalyzed the next level. And then that passion of your aliveness moves into the sacred heart and fuels your life. There's a wonderful expression: passion without wisdom destroys, like a forest fire, right? Passion with wisdom fuels generations. So this is your call back to what you're passionate about, what you love, what makes you go, yes, like the full-bodied, wah! That's your passion. What sets your heart on fire? What lights you up all the way? Is there anything coming to mind that's like, yes?
Yeah, I can't even say how, like, talk about the miracles that you need to hear when you need to hear them and come through you. Because, first of all, my sacral chakra is very blocked. I will say that. I have major chronic fatigue, have to do constant work on lower Dantian foundation and all that. My heart also very, very, we'll just use the word challenges or opportunities.
Yeah.
So that to me is, when you don't feel well and you're going through stuff, it's sometimes hard for you to put your hand on your passion.
Yeah.
You to reawaken, it's in there somewhere. You pray it's in there somewhere. But boy, did I just feel it flowing through me in that moment where everything else disappeared and my heart and my love. And, I just want to be that. And that is my passion. And thank you. I'm going to cry as soon as I get off.
Yay! You are that, Sherry. You are that. And this remembrance is the way. Yes. Blessed be. So, so beautiful to witness you really receiving this. So good. Thank you, love. All right. Wow. Let's ring the bowl for the primal goddess. Oh, wow. There's still a lot of hands up. I am so excited how many people are here and here for the first time. And it's wonderful to meet you and to get to do all these readings. I want to make sure. I'm so glad you're resonating, Alyssa, too. She's like, wow, I'm smiling the whole time. Medicine for many here. I want to make sure, Kim, maybe you can pop again the link to join the Summer Solstice Live Spiritual Masterclass. This is a free event next week. This time that we do the Mystical Insights Oracle Office Hours will be dedicated to a summer solstice ceremony. And it's a beautiful one. It's all about expanding and opening to love and abundance. This is the moment in the turn of our wheel of the year where the sun is most exalted. This is the solar apex where we can really do good work together. Our ancestors have been gathering on the equinoxes and the solstices for millennia because they know There are greater forces, celestial forces that assist us here. And when we live in harmony with them, we can utilize this energy to really bring our prayers to fruition. So come, and I believe Kim is dropping the link again. Yes, there it is. For Heart Alchemy, Opening to Love and Abundance, our free live spiritual masterclass on summer solstice. And it is at the same time. It's going to be a little bit longer, and we're going to give you more time to share, to be witnessed, and to receive some beautiful tools, guided meditation. And my beloved priestess sisters Alexis and Megan are going to be there with me, co-facilitating. Yes, come. Wonderful. And for all of you on Facebook and YouTube, Kim will go in and pop the link there in the comments below, so you can also find that to join us. All right, I think I have time for another reading. Let's see. Alyssa, it's been a long time. I'd love to see you. Can you unmute?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Yes, it has been a long time.
Hi, good to see you.
Great to see you, and it's great to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
wonderful.
I've never had a reading, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, let's see who comes for you.
Thank
Okay, I'm
you.
shuffling the cards. This is your time to receive. Stay
Thank
unmuted.
you.
I'll pop you back in. All right. Okay, my love. You know the way once they're all spread out. Ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Stop.
Woohoo! You got an archetype that's totally connected to the summer solstice. This is the goddess of love, right here saying hello for you.
Awesome.
She's all about the sensual awakening. Do you remember with Shari's reading where we were talking about in the divine feminine, we awaken through the body, through the senses, not in spite of them. All those old school religions are like, sensory stuff is bad. God
Mhm.
up there, out there, good. In the divine feminine, it is the yes and. It is the portal to the expansion into the mystical through the senses, through the body. She is the overflowing cornucopia. She is the fullness of the moon, the full moon, and she is the solar apex. She is the big abundance coming into your life through the heart. She's the unshielded heart. And we know her by so many names. She's one of our favorite archetypes in the world. You could name so many goddesses of love, from Lakshmi to Aphrodite to Venus to Inanna. There's so many in every culture, cross-culturally, throughout the timelines of the planet. So she's here for you. And her primary invitation is to feel. She says, I feel, I respond, I beautify. And when I first heard that, I was like, what is it to beautify? Is it like to create all these beautiful altars and flower arrangements? It's actually your own frequency. It's when you are willing to feel deeply and fully and take that risk of intimacy and vulnerability that you are here as a beacon for others of beauty, the beauty of your open heart, the beauty of your vulnerability, your aliveness, your softness. Your divine feminine essence is beauty in this world. So the more that you risk unshielding your heart, it almost brings me to tears as I talk about it. It's risky walking around with an unshielded heart out there, right? Because we're afraid of what? We're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of abandonment. Of course, our little kids, our little girls, they want to make sure that everybody's going to play fair and nice and stay and all of that. Well, in this realm, that's not always how it goes. So how do you love anyway? How do you stay open anyway? And how do you love the ones that are hardest to love? Because they need it the most. Yeah,
I agree.
I can feel you resonating with that.
Oh
So
yeah, this is great.
yeah,
I'm very happy with that. and it is resonating for sure. It's a great card for me now. I've just had like lost my way there for a while, and I'm getting back, but I hadn't been in a relationship in 8 years because I was very guarded and stayed away. And I just recently fell in love. He is very hard to love. He does need it very badly, and we are planning on getting married. But that it still feels like a risk at this point. You know what I mean? It's still very you know, I got like not all the way in yet, but it's a work in progress, as
You're
they all are all the
inspiring
time.
us. You're inspiring us all. Thank you for
But
that medicine. Yes.
yeah. But that I feel like, and I know that I can inspire others, and I feel it, and that's all I can do. That's all I have control over. So I
Beautiful.
intend to do it, and I'm happy to come back.
We're celebrating with you. And
Thank you.
I definitely have tears coming now. This is such
Oh,
beauty
thank
to
you. I love
witness.
you, Eden.
Love you too, sister. Good to see you again.
You too.
Aw, so sweet. What deep heart medicine for the one. Hail to the goddess of love. Wow. I see a lot of smiles up there in my little Zoom windows. Such good medicine, such good collective medicine. So sweet. You know, we're running out of time. There's one more hand, and it's a person that I would love to meet, and I would love to do a reading for you, Margie. Hi,
Thank
welcome.
you. I've been on many times, but never asked for a reading, so I'm excited.
Oh, I'm glad you'd finally asked. And tell me where you are.
I'm in the other Washington. Someone was in Seattle. I'm in Washington, D.C.
Wonderful. I love thinking of us all like we're anchoring some more love in all these points around the planet. We're bringing the divine feminine back into balance on this planet. Yay. Okay, well, I'm going to shuffle the cards for you and then I'll bring you right back in. Stay unmuted. Okay, Margie, this is your time to receive, to just open to the wisdom from whatever archetype comes through. Here we go. Ooh. Sometimes they want to jump out. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Ready? That one.
Woo! All right. This is the archetype that when I read earlier, oh my goodness, was it maybe Shari. I'm trying to remember her name with the red and black sweater. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that wanted to come, but she came for you. Are you ready? It's a
Ready?
sacred tool of the creator destroyer.
Ooh.
And this, yeah, this is a powerful card. This is all about focus because we can really create a lot when we're in a focused state and when there's not a lot of dissonance in the way, and dissonance could be anything from negating thoughts and negative kind of thought patterns to just busyness, right? So I focus, I create is her expression. And the creator destroyer is best known as the goddess most known is the Indian goddess Kali Ma. And she's, oh yeah, you know her. She's pretty famous. A lot of people are like, oh, she's scary.
Yeah.
She can be a little scary, but she's so benevolent. She's so loving. She's the mother of compassion because she's willing to destroy the illusions of separation, of delusion, confusion, the ego trips, the attachments, the addictions. So for us to fully focus on what's true and real that we want to create, it's required to do that other piece first. Like, what is not real? Because what's not real is taking up too much space in my life. So this is an invitation for you to be like the tool of the crystal skull, to get very clear. And like a magnifying glass, if a sunbeam goes into the crystal skull, it'll refract out and start a holy fire. So we want to start the fire in the right way that fuels generations, right? We want to focus on the things that really matter. And so this is a call for you to get clear, to take some time, and maybe even, because it's this wild creator destroyer archetype, I would say that if there's something that you're not speaking truth about because you've been pushing it down, but it kind of makes you feel stagnant or depressed, because really, sometimes a creator destroyer wants us to get a little bit angry. And I know that we're conditioned to not think anger is a good thing. We're conditioned to think, oh, that's messy and dangerous, and I'm so much more civilized and evolved than that. When really anger is the will to truth, and it's a good compass for when a boundary's been crossed.
Mm.
So if you get real about what you're really angry about, you're going to start clearing and looking at what has been just kind of stacking up and where your boundaries have been crossed about things. And this is an inside job. This is about you taking the time, maybe on a paper, maybe you burn the paper afterward, just letting it out. And you start with, I'm angry that, ... and just let it out. And if your body feels like, wow, I'm really feeling the energy, get up and move, get up and shake it and let it flow. And then once you've cleared, this isn't about the anger that's aggressive to someone else. This is like a vertical flame of sacred rage. Once you've cleared it, then you're like, and I desire. It's like that heart of fire. I desire. Right? Because courage, the rage of the heart, the passion of the heart, we're back to that passion card again. That's what's going to really create in your life. That which comes from the heart's desire, not the ego's desire. Finding that desire, that fire again. She's a fiery archetype, just like the primal goddess, and she wants to set your life ablaze in the right direction. Start a holy fire. Focus on what you love.
Thank you. I love fire anyway, and I do have some residual anger about my late sister.
Yeah, and since it's not a person that you can process with directly, it's a really wonderful opportunity to clear your own channel, to shake it, to cry it, to scream it in a pillow, to write it all out, to burn it, to do that ritual of release, to come into energetic completion so that you can empower what's here to be created now in your life with full focus. Beautiful. Nice to meet you. Wonderful. All right, everyone. What a fun call. Thank you for everyone who came live and for those catching it later. Try to come. If you caught this on Facebook Live, Kim is going to drop the link to sign up so you get on my mailing list so that you can come to the summer solstice and to the next Mystical Insights. And for everyone, only love. Really just beaming you. So much love. Only love. Until the next time, everyone. So good. Thank you, everybody.